How's it going, everybody? Hope everybody is doing okay. Happy New Year. I know it's probably been a minute since you've heard from me proper. You've seen the last, or no, not the last video of last year, the first video of 2024. And I wanted to take some time to talk to you guys after that video, and explain why that went up the same day I made the announcement I did in the community section. Short answer is I have way too many, I have way too much footage and I need to just start pumping it out. And I don't know how to do that right now because trying to find time to actually edit videos is becoming a pain. I'm probably going to be moving more towards streaming in the future, which I'm sure you guys will love to see, but yeah, that's kind of the long and short of that. But so getting into the meat and potatoes of everything, the big old question that I'm imagining a lot of you are going to have is, why did I leave Fire? And the answer is, they weren't paying me enough. No, I'm just kidding. The answer is life got in the way. And I guess, honestly, that first answer I gave actually isn't exactly not true. Because, frankly, FiveM doesn't pay the bills. My job as a firefighter trainee and EMT does. Yeah, that's what I've been doing lately. I am a fire cadet in real life, and the problem is, this is really stupid, but I still stand by my decision in the end. Ultimately, I left SAFR because it basically came down to the wire. I knew Fire Academy was starting. I knew that was going to drain the ever-loving out of me, and I basically said I have two options: either leave Fire, stay in PD, and do Civ. I didn't want to get rid of Civ because Civ is the basis of all things storyline wise. I might as well just not play FiveM if I'm not going to be in Civ. And then I was like, well, I'm only going to have room for one other department because I was already Civ Ox, and I was like, well, what am I going to do? I have been in Fire for 517 days. A year and 4 months if I'm doing my math correctly. And that's just from the time, from 2023, and that's from 2021. And then that's not counting all of the different little random communities either that a friend owned, or just some random kid asked me, hey, do you want to be fire chief on? And I said, fuck it, I'll give it a go, and different things of that nature. And yeah. So I've been doing Fire RP on FiveM for a long-ass while, a good long while. And with knowing my time constraints were going to be shrinking soon, I decided, okay, well, I'm going to have to cut something. What am I going to cut? And I was like, well, I guess I'll cut the thing out that I've been doing for over a day. And I was like, and it sucks because I loved my role as a leader in the department, but I knew I couldn't be an effective leader in the department if I wasn't actively participating in the game. If I was just coming in, making my bare hours, maybe even hiding in an office the whole time, not interacting with anybody, I saw that as a cheap way out, and honestly, I didn't want to do it. And I also didn't want the majority of my free time being taken up by SAF. Because I had IRL commitments and my parents would like to see, at least a glimpse of me every now and again outside of the room that my gaming setup is in. So I had to make a change, I had to make a decision. Ultimately, I decided that I kind of came to an intersection, and this is going to sound self-righteous or whatever, but it's the God's honest truth. I've noticed that people who seek out power, especially in this game, but people who seek out power are often the people you don't want to see in positions of power. That's kind of true of life generally, honestly. I figured if I'm clinging on to it for dear life, I probably shouldn't be doing it. So I just decided that it was time, even if I haven't been a lieutenant for 3-4 years like some others have, I've still been playing the game and doing the same things for 3-4 years. And actually, that's a slight exaggeration, probably more like 2. But I also didn't want to come home and play Work Simulator. At least not in that capacity anyway. It's fun to practice EMS, don't get me wrong, this game throws you a lot of curveballs, but there's only so many times I can pack a GSW before I start to get bored. Yes, it's great for taking vitals, but that's about it. I literally, the order of treatment, like primary, oh my god, I'm forgetting terminology already. Primary assessment versus secondary assessment, it's good for getting those things into order. But outside of that, it has no real function as far as an educational tool, 5M for EMS. Hopefully I'm not bursting anybody's bubble by that CNN breaking news, but yeah, I had to make a change. And now I'm wondering if I made the wrong call because, well, now I don't know what I'm doing. And this is where the title of the video comes from, and this is where I want you all's opinion. I've been on the fire department for a couple, 2-3 weeks now. I've loved getting to know the guys, but I'm not entirely sure it's for me. I run mostly EMS calls because that's the only certification I have at the moment, and I'm hoping I can specialize in EMS if I'm going to stick with it, but I have issues with complacent, COC, or my actual, chain structure in real life, of just basically poor management, not a hostile work environment, but not an ideal work environment, and then it takes everything out of me. It's like, don't get me wrong, it's lovely to be able to give back to the community and to be able to, help people, but it's absolutely draining, and I just don't know if I can keep up doing it, or if it's really something I'm meant to be doing as a career for the rest of my life. And so I'm wondering if it's something I should stick with or not. I don't know. But if any of you are actually active first responders, please, 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 hell, even if it's on Discord, reach out, but leave a comment below. I'm more than open to talk to you guys. I'll take all of the advice I can get, especially from the old timers. But I'm trying to figure out if EMS is for me. So basically, the best thing you can do for me is leave in the comments below your comments of you should never join or do EMS as a career if, and then fill in that blank, if, fill in the blank. And I want to hear what you all have to say and see how many of these I can check off in my head. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. I've been on my own journey with trying to figure out what I want to do for a career, and if, EMS is something I want to stick with, great. If not, well, I think ultimately I'd like to stick with something medical. Like, I had been debating about going back to school and working towards nursing, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure it all out. That being said, though, you all are going to get to see probably the most dynamic and positive change that this channel has seen in a while. In that, I'm doing LEO and Nelson PD. I've absolutely loved my time there so far. I absolutely appreciate all of the TLC who've, helped me get acquainted, set up, and comfortable. And I just appreciate that I feel like I have as much, kinship or friendship with the guys, and the ability to actually have storylines where my Leo character is as much of a human as my fire characters were. So you're going to be seeing Audrey Ryland, and you're going to be getting to know her as a character. The best way I can describe her is she's a wide-eyed recruit who's absolutely just stoked to do the job. She idolizes the hell out of Hodge and Tigger and some others in PD, and she's ready to, kick ass and chew bubblegum, and she's kind of all out of gum. She's amazing, she's confident, she's already shot a couple of criminals, You all get to see that soon. What else can I describe her? She's a little bit country, a little more country than me. Like, not country in the southern way, but country in the north midwestern way. Just a farm girl, Wisconsin girl, lived in a small town outside of Kenosha, and moved to the big city, just trying to get away from everything, get away from it all. Kind of slightly reminiscent of John Nolan, but without the freaking, piss poor bank robbery storyline. I don't know yet what her pivotal moment was, but eventually I'll come up with something. But right now she's just kind of riding around following Hodge like a, little toddler that's seen a diamond for the first time. She's very much so, like I said, she's a country girl. She doesn't trust the media, which, frankly, I don't know how many people do really in SAF or San Andreas news, but she is, one of those people who distrusts the news, thinks that they twist everything. Just generally, just not the type of character I've played in the past, and it's actually been a blast to play a character that is not just me. Because as much as I love Collins and I've poured a lot of my heart and soul into Collins, it just feels like playing me after a certain point. Which is part of why I didn't bring her over to PD. But yeah, that's what's been going on in my neck of the woods. Again, please leave a comment below if you have any advice. You should stay away from EMS if you blank. Fill in that blank and let me know your, thoughts on that are. Love you guys, appreciate you guys. Nothing's really changing too drastically. Like, SAF content is still going to be going up on the channel. You're going to be seeing a lot more of non-SAF content. And ultimately, I have one last thing to say before I go. This channel is more than just SAF. And I want to grow it and see it become more than just SAF. So if you're purely coming here just to see cool SAF content, I have bad news for you, buddy. SAF is not going to exist forever because GTA 5 is not going to exist forever. And I doubt that 6M is going to be anything resembling what we've been used to in the past with 5M. So, yeah, we're going to enjoy this while we can. And I invite you all to come along for the ride. And 5M is ultimately going to be my place for storytelling. You're going to be seeing other games on the channel. I hope that you enjoy them. But please, 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 for the love of all things holy, if you are here purely just to watch SAF content and you're going to absolutely dunk on any other video I put out, click unsubscribe, go somewhere else. But if you're here for the channel, truly, and I implore you, if you are here for the channel, stick around, stay for the ride. I appreciate you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.